Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may be watching. This is Christine at Christine is Crocheting, and today is the last Friday of January. And so today is Finished Objects Friday. So this is the first in a series of 12, since there are 12 months in a year. And I'm going to start off with a few hat and scarf sets, which I make for donations. And I'm starting to fill up a bag for next fall. And so this is what we've got so far. So for the first two that I'm going to show you, the hats are made from I Love This Yarn Neons, and it is in the orange neon. And these are 4 weights. This is from Hobby Lobby. And the two hats are Easy Blue Beanie. I think it's called Easy Blue Beanie. I always actually give you the tutorial link in my description box, so you'll have that. And it's by Bag-O-Day. And it is very simple, easy, which is nice when you're trying to make for donations so that you've got plenty of hats. I live in the Pacific Northwest on the east side of Washington, and so it's we get more snow than rain over here on this side. And yeah, so there you have it. So I am going to show you a couple of hats and scarves that I made with this particular color. And so this is our first hat. And then for the scarf on this one, it is using I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. And it is in the colorway Candy Stick Stash. And it's just a double crochet, and I used a J-hook on this one. Usually for the hats and scarves, I use a J-hook. Anyway, so this is funky colors, and I think it goes nicely with the hat. And then we've got that border on the hat that is extra, so it is not the Bag-O-Day, part of the Bag-O-Day pattern, but I like the way it works up. So, all right, and then that second hat is right here. And for this hat, I also used, and I don't even know the name of this or anything, but I used that for the trim, the trim on the rim. With that front post, back post. And the reason I'm showing you this is because the scarf I used, or the yarn I used for the scarf is called, I guess it's called Cato, but I could be mistaken since it's not from the US. It is, does it say if it's a, I don't remember what it says. It is tiny writing. That's what it is. It's tiny writing that I can't read. It's 100% acrylic, and each of the skeins was 60 meters. I actually used 3 skeins of this. Oh, and I used an L hook and did a half double crochet because it is a thicker weight. Anyway, so it's this. But I wanted to show you that I was so thrilled because the colors, oh, that doesn't do it justice, but you can see the colorways in there look fairly close. And if you look at it with the hat, you can see that it picks it up. Anyway, I was very excited to see that I could get it to work, because I knew that the heavier weight of the yarn I used for the scarf was not going to work with this. It just would have weighed it down way too much. So I was very happy with that, and a very fun, colorful scarf to go with this neon bright hat. And you know, I was watching someone's video, and they were talking about doing darker hats so that it wouldn't show the dirt as much. And I think that dark hats are fine. However, I also know if I'm driving and someone is in a dark coat and a dark hat on a dark night, maybe a rainy night or whatever, they're hard to see. So if they have a light scarf or a hat that's a lighter color, it's going to alert you, especially if you're driving, you know, to be aware. Anyway, that's just my thought on it. Okay, so here is another hat and scarf set. For the hat, I used Loops and Threads Impeccable, and it is in the colorway, Stillness Ombre. And then for the scarf, I used, Lion Brand Respun in the color Mercury. Now, the scarf, I did a single crochet ribbed cluster stitch. So I really like that stitch. It gives a nice texture, and that's this right here. Nice texture, but it's not too bulky, and it's, as people say, it's not a yarn eater. And then here's that hat to go with it, which I really like the way that the hat came out in the design. That was not intentional, but how fun is that? So I think that I like the way that turned out. And then I'm still, I guess I was busy this month. I would say that at least one of these sets, whichever one it may be, part of it was probably finished in December, but the whole set wasn't done, so I didn't share. Okay, so I have 3 more hat and scarf sets. And with these 3, I used, for the hats, I was able to use a Red Heart Super Saver. And it's a 4-weight. It's called Stripes. And the colorway is a fall. It is a 4-weight, 100% acrylic. So in the Stripes skein of yarn, there were 236 yards, and I was able to make 3 hats. All right, so hat number 1, nice design on that as well. And for the scarf on this one, I did a J-hook, and I did the staggered half double crochet. And this is a newer to me stitch. Oh, I just dropped. Anyway, I really like the look of the stitch. And it's got a nice little bit of a texture. It's just a nice design. I like it. I'm actually working on another one right now. Well, not right now, but you know, in between times. And yeah, I really like the way it works up. Very easy. It's a 1-row repeat. And as always, I will have everything listed down below. Anyway, so that's hat set number 1. Now this one I used for the scarf. I am not even going to try and say this, but I will show it to you. It is 100% acrylic, and it was 172 meters. And for this, I'm sure I used a J-hook on this, and it color is number 57. It doesn't give a name, but I did the double crochet trio stitch on this one, and I like this one too. It's a nice stitch as well. It's a nice stitch. I like it. Anyway, so that's that one. And then last but not least, for the hat and scarf sets, we have our third hat with this fall color from Red Heart Stripes. And then for the scarf on this one, another Super Saver Red Heart, and the Thicket stitch is what I used for this one. And I like this stitch as well. This is not a new to me stitch, but it's one I really like. And the Thicket stitch, but some people call it, I believe the Suzette stitch is what this one is. So, but Begaudet calls it the Thicket stitch, but I have heard that it's also called the Suzette stitch. Okay, so those are all of the hat and scarf sets for donation. And then I have 3 other items to share. So every year I get a yearly calendar book that has lots of stuff in it. I went over this, I think, last year. I talked about it. It's called The Timekeeper, and I do like it. It has where the months are. You've got that. And then it also has to where it's, do it for right here, to where it's a week at a time. And so you've got your whole week, 1 week, and then it's got stuff on one side and stuff on the other. Anyway, so I wanted to carry it in my purse or my bag. And I thought, you know, I'd like to have it in something so that it doesn't get all rumpled up. And if I wanted to have my pen with it, I could just have the pen in there as well. And so I had this, I'm going to call it scrap, but it's, I mean, it's quite a lot of yarn still left. It's probably a DK, I would think, or maybe a sport weight. I don't know. I'm not good at that, but it's not a 4-weight for sure. And then, so I just grabbed that and I made this. So I just did half double crochets in the round. and then a single crochet around the edge. And then I turned it inside out so that the pretty side was on the outside. And then I can just put it in here, and then I can just put it in my bag, and even the pen will just flip right in there. My bag is this wide, so it will easily just set in there, and then I've got it so that I don't have, anyway, I just didn't want it to get all ripped or crinkled or whatever, and then just having it in this. And then I thought about maybe doing maybe just something to, just a chain and attach it to hook it around, but I don't know if I'll do that or not. Anyway, so this is something that, and I just made it. It's something that I can do. So I did it. And then I have all this blanket yarn from Mary Maxim that I got probably from some mystery bags. And it's a 6-weight, it's 100% polyester. It's Bernat or Bernay, whichever way you want to say it. I don't care for it. However, I did make, and I thought I used 3, but maybe I only used 2. But they're each 220 yards, so I may have just only used 2. I did half double crochet. Do I have double crochet? I think so. And this is what it turned out to be. It's like a lapgan. This is folded in half, folded in quarters. So let's see, it worked out pretty quick, and I thought it's small enough that this could be something that I could also give as donations. So I've got probably 10 more of those big skeins, balls, whatever you want to call them. And so I might do a few more of those. I don't know. If you think of something else that maybe I could do with it, let me know. It's not something that I will ever use for myself. It's too big and bulky. But it is nice and soft. Okay, and then the last thing I did. Oh, and on the blanket, I don't know, I think I used like an end hook. I used a big hook. I don't know. I didn't keep the hook with it, and I didn't write it down on it, so I don't know. Anyway, so this next item is, I wanted an insert for a bag, but it's a leather tote, a small leather tote, and I wanted an insert for it because it's just all leather. And so I decided to, this was something I was working on early on, like New Year's and earlier in the month. Not that matters. However, I used Cotton King print, and it says Cotton 8/4 print, and there were 170 meters or 185 yards in each. Considers it a 1-weight. I used 2 of them, and I'm pretty sure it just gave me a color number. color number 27, lot 238. And I used a G hook, a 4mm hook for this. I didn't write down. I'm pretty sure that it's just single crochet. It could have been half double, but I think they were just single crochets. Anyway, so I have this little tote, this little cute little tote. And so I made this to go inside of it. And then I did so that it has the openings for the, I know it's funny, but I'm proud of this one because I did this one before I did the calendar holder, but I really like the way it turned out. And you can see that it's in there. And now I feel comfortable about putting my yarn in there so that it doesn't get, so it doesn't pull on any of the leather or anything. Anyway, I'm very happy with this. I was very, very proud of myself for doing that and figuring out how to do the holes for the handles. I know it sounds silly. It's the little things. All right. Well, now that we have gone over 20 minutes for just me showing you a few things, thank you for staying if you've stayed this long. I want to say thank you to everybody for hanging around and watching my videos, commenting. I enjoy the comments that people leave, and I do respond to them. Anyway, that's all I've got today. It's Friday. I hope that you have a great one if you're watching it today. And if not, I hope that the day that you're watching this turns out to be a fantastic day for you. So take care. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And I'll talk to you again soon.